Yeah, so the only easy question from the number of questions that you asked was the last ones.
Okay.
Are meditators happier than the non-meditators? The answer is clearly yes. There is a lot of research showing the benefits of meditation. People who meditate regularly, their brains are actually qualitatively different than non-meditators' brains in terms of being more resilient, in terms of being more susceptible and open to pleasurable emotions, in terms of being more open and generous towards others, in terms of being physically healthier. So just about every variable that you look at, there is an upside, a benefit to meditating. Now, what's interesting here is that there are many different forms of meditation, and there is no one size fit all. What meditation, very simply means, is being present, being in the here and now, or some would qualify non-judgmental presence. Now, what does this mean, and where can it happen? Well, it can take place when you're focusing on the breath going in and out, and focusing on the sensations in your nostril, or your air filling your belly, or it could be about focusing on a mantra, on a word, or it could be while holding a yoga asana, a stance. It can come through all these practices. That is what we would call formal meditation. But there's also informal meditation. Just like the distinction we can make between formal and informal exercise. So formal exercise would be going to the gym, pumping iron. It could be going to aerobics or dance class. These are formal forms of exercise. But the informal form of exercise would be, I'm going shopping, so I'm walking to the store, or I'm climbing up the stairs, or I'm working in the garden. These are all informal ways of exercise, and they have benefits just like the formal exercises. It's the same with meditation. Formally would be sitting down, taking time, going to a yoga class. The informal would be simply being present regardless of what I'm doing. So being present while walking to the store, or being present while interacting in a conversation with a friend, or it could be being present while playing basketball, or prayer. When we focus on the words, on the prayer itself, that's a form of meditation. And the benefits that we gain from formal meditation and informal meditation are identical. So the challenge is, and it's a real challenge, to bring as much presence as we can to our day-to-day experiences. Now, how do we do that? Well, we need reminders. There is a practice that I'm sure some people are familiar with in Zen monasteries, where the monks are walking around, and the head monk walks with a stick, and once in a while just hits the monk on the shoulder. And what that does is, hey, come back to the present. Where are you going? And we need such reminders. We don't need that stick. But what we can have are other forms of reminders, whether it's on our wall, the word breathe, or presence. This is a practice that I learned from a wonderful book by Sarah Oram called Appreciative Coaching. And she talks about one of her clients, Rory, who felt that, since starting his own business, he's been far less present and much more disengaged. And what he did was, on his hand watch, wrote the letter N. And each time he looked at his watch, he saw N standing for now, which reminded him to be present. Informally. Didn't mean that he had to go to a yoga or a meditation class. So having these reminders, wearing a bracelet that reminds you to return to presence. And this is a very important element of meditation. So meditation is not about sustaining or maintaining presence. It's not about being in the here and now all the time. Rather, it's about returning to presence, returning to the here and now. And just like you exercise a muscle when you lift the dumbbell up and down, so you exercise your presence, your concentration muscles when you return to the present, to the here and now, time and time again.
Hey, this is Ari. I hope you enjoyed this video. And one more thing before you go. Actually, two more things. One is, if you enjoyed this particular little clip, the link to the full-length podcast is in the description down below. So make sure to check that out. Also, one more thing. Let me ask you a question. What if I could show you how to double your energy levels and dramatically improve your brain function, reducing your anxiety and depression to a degree on par with antidepressant drugs, but without the side effects? Sound pretty interesting? Well, there are, in fact, numerous compounds that can do this, that have been shown to do this. And I'll take you through just a few of these very briefly. One of them is rhodiola rosea. And this has been shown in studies, rhodiola rosea extract, in people with stress-related fatigue and exhaustion to cut their levels of fatigue and brain fog in half in less than a month. Just this one compound. There's another compound in my formula Energenesis called NT factor phospholipids that's been shown to help repair mitochondrial membranes and mitochondrial health to the level of healthy 29-year-olds, taking people with deteriorated mitochondria who are over the age of 65, restoring it to the level of healthy 29-year-olds. And that has been shown in numerous studies in various types of chronic fatigue, aging-associated chronic fatigue, obesity-related chronic fatigue syndrome, to increase energy levels by 30 to 45% in the span of 4 to 12 weeks, depending on the specific study. So dramatic improvements in a very, very short period of time. Two more compounds that are amazing, I highly recommend, that are in my formula Ultra Brain, along with rhodiola rosea. Saffron extract. This has been shown to increase levels of, improve your mood, I should say, and decrease levels of depression on par with fluoxetine, which is Prozac. And not only that, but with fewer side effects. It's much safer and much less likely to cause negative effects than antidepressant drugs are. Acetyl L-carnitine is another compound that's been shown to dramatically improve brain health in older adults. It also improve energy levels in older adults with chronic fatigue by between 40 to 50% in just the span of 2 to 4 months. And the last thing I'll mention here is acetyl L-carnitine has also been compared to antidepressant drugs and been shown, like saffron, to be as effective as antidepressant drugs in combating depression, but without the harmful side effects that so often occur with the drugs. This is just a small sampling of the over 35 compounds that are in my formulas Energenesis and Ultra Brain that are all proven to dramatically improve energy levels, mitochondrial health, and brain health, and much, much more. And I highly recommend that you go check these out. If you're struggling with depression or anxiety or brain fog, if you're struggling with stress-related exhaustion and burnout, if you're struggling with chronic fatigue, go check out these formulas, give them a shot. I promise you are going to be blown away by the results. And like I said, the science has already proven that these things work. So you don't have to just take my word for it. There's lots of research to support that, and I'll even link to some of that research down below so you can verify everything that I just said for yourself. So the links to those studies will be in the description for this video down below. So check them out. Check out the formulas on theenergyblueprint.com. Again, Energenesis is the mitochondrial formula, and Ultra Brain is our brain formula. Check them out, try them out, and I think you're going to be blown away by the results. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you again soon.